what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Tampa Honda, of course in Tampa, Florida. And guess what? We have that minivan from Honda. This is that 2021 Honda Odyssey. This particular one is the top trim known as the Elite trim. But before we dive into this people mover, let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the Odyssey. So the last time the Odyssey got a major redesign was back in 2018. For 2021, Honda decided to do some tweaking, do some fine tuning, and they came up with a refresh, not only to the exterior, but also some things going on to the interior. Now, it seems nowadays it's not cool to have a minivan, but one thing is 100% certain, that with SUVs being such a top seller, people are overlooking how much more room you get when you go the minivan route compared to the top selling SUVs. What Honda's trying to do with this refresh is to stop people from going to the Toyota Sienna, because remember, for 2021, the Sienna is all new from top to bottom. So let's go ahead, let's find out, did Honda do enough to make a refresh really worthwhile and to stop people going the Sienna route? Right off the bat, you're gonna notice the styling. It's a little bit more macho, and I think that's something to help minivans along. Minivans have been around since the mid-1980s. It's all from Dodge and Chrysler and Plymouth and Lee Iacocca. That was his baby that really spawned a whole new segment to the auto industry. So with the minivan still going strong, we have a totally revised front fascia. You can see headlight housing, a little bit of chrome. You got your LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights on this Elite trim. We work our way down, and here's where we see some changes. So you're gonna have a little bit of gloss black. I'm like that they didn't do more chrome. I think that kind of helps the look. You have your, as you can see, your hazards are flashing right now. You have your fog lamps down below. A little bit of flat black kind of coats into the grille, but you can notice how they really extended that lower portion, trying to give it a little bit more flow to it and not so rounded, because I think that's the thing, is a lot of people would say that these minivans, especially the Odyssey, looks like a rolling refrigerator. They're trying hard to change that viewpoint. Now, as we come across the grille, you have the chrome bar all the way across the top. I think that really helps with delineating the hood from the rest of the front fascia. We have some horizontal gloss black, that iconic Honda logo, so much history, especially when it comes to reliability. We work our way down, flat black on the center section, but from one side to the other, you can see how they kind of almost made it look a little bit more angular in a good way. Now, when you get up onto the hood, real clean, real simple. Lines just rise up, go towards the windscreen and kind of curve towards the A-pillar, and then the other one's gonna just ride along and go right into that A-pillar down the roof line. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup on the Elite trim. So you're gonna have this gunmetal gray, very, very dark gray color to the wheel, some machined aluminum design all the way around. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this? It's a 19-inch wheel, 235 on the width, and a nice 55 series sidewall. The good news about having a 55 series sidewall, it's gonna give you a comfy ride as you're going down the road. Now, as we go down the side, color matched mirror caps. You can see the LED turn signals flashing there, a little bit of gloss black. And then what I like is they went gloss black up top and just kept the chrome on the bottom. I think that really helps with the look, not make it look so boxy. Chrome on the door handles. This body line is really nice, the way they take it from mid driver door and then kind of run it all the way towards the rear. You have a little bit of a side sill extension that drops down. And as we work our way down the side of the vehicle, you can see how the chrome trim kind of dips down. They do a wonderful job on the Odyssey with hiding the track for the sliding doors. So you can see here is our track. That's what that gap is for. That's where the door is going to slide. Really nice large corner window. And then as we get to the rear, you're going to have a low roof spoiler, some gloss black extension to help with aerodynamic efficiency. I do think it's very smart the way they took the chrome trim around the whole bottom, back towards the front of the vehicle. And then here's where we have some other changes. We went with some gloss black. The chrome trim in the center flows very nice into that Honda badge. And then as we drop our way down, you have the Odyssey badge, really clean with Elite, no exhaust, no fake exhaust, just really straightforward from the back. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this 2021 Odyssey. All right, guys, we got the hood open right off the bat. We're gonna have to zonk this prop rod. The Elite trim should have hydraulic hood struts, and then another zonk is going to be that engine cover. Not much design to it, and there's a lot of plastic underneath the hood, but underneath that engine cover that does look like my trash can lid is a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It's going to be mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60, not too shabby for a minivan. 6.9 seconds. This vehicle weighs 4,562 pounds. MPGs, 19 in the city, 28 on the highway. I think the great news is you're going to get that nice, reliable Honda power, naturally aspirated. So we're not worrying about turbochargers or anything like that. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what changes are in store for 2021. All right, guys, we're inside the 2021 Honda Odyssey Elite. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I may want to go minivan. I've been a little busy working overtime, and I got plenty of kids that I've been pumping out left and right. So I need a vehicle to move all of them. Well, if you're wondering how much is this one, you're looking at MSRP for the Elite trim is $49,000. Let's see what you get for the money, and let's see what's different. Now, to the door panels, I like what they did with the two-tone motif. You have the black with the tan, looking clean, soft touch across the top there. A little bit of gloss black, nothing too major. The armrest is actually nice and soft. And then there's a well-engineered door pocket. So that top pocket up there, you could put a couple 7-Eleven hot dogs. We got a place for some bottle of water or bottle of soda. Even a little place for some breath mints. And then down in that pocket, you could easily stand up 5 Chipotle burritos, fully stuffed, even with guac in there. So, and don't forget, guac costs extra, but it's nice to have all that flexibility of pocket space. Now to the dash, soft touch material, the simulated stitching. I like the way they took the design of the gloss black, but then this trim here is looking really great. This nice, almost looks like a gray wood finish with some of the gloss black, flows very nicely to the center stack here. Now you're gonna get that 8-inch infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got cabin talk. If you're wondering, well, what's cabin talk? It's where you don't have to yell. You can literally have an intercom system where you can yell at all your kids, your 12 kids that you have. You can yell at them in the back. We could go into navigation very easily. Functions super well. Plus you have your volume button here, which is great. And then of course you could swipe all these different features, and you can move all these icons around exactly the way you want it. You have your dual climate control, nice to access, easy to figure out. On the Elite trim, ventilated and heated seats. Here's our push button transmission for the 10-speed. Let me throw it into reverse. So we push down, there's reverse. So you have your trajectory there, and I could actually change the different angles, which is nice. And we could go back and forth like that. Very, very clean, very simple. I like the way there's flat black on the buttons, so you're not gonna get fingerprints all over the place. We drop down, you have your Blu-ray DVD player for the entertainment system. This is going to really make your kids happy because you could play movies for them while you're driving them around as a chauffeur. And then look at all this connectivity. So you're going to have a 12 volt. We got power source, USB, really nicely organized. You got a place here to hang maybe a purse, a merce, a bag, a satchel, a sack, something you could hang on this little hook. That's smart engineering. Nice large area. So you could actually have a bag of napkins down here for all the snacks the kids are going to be eating and all the messes they're going to make. You know they don't have a napkin on them. You can keep all your napkins here, but it's nice to have this wide open area. 2 cup holders. Here is your key fob, your standard Honda key fob on the back. One thing you won't get on your Civic are these 2 buttons, because this is to open the power sliding doors. I got wireless charging, and then we have a nice like Rolodex style lid that you open this up, USB, an aux jack, and you could probably fit 4 softballs. So if you're done playing with your softballs, put them in here. They're not going to roll around. You're not going to bash your balls, which is great. Small armrest. So that's going to be a zonk. I wish these captain style chair armrests were a little bit larger. That's what they look like for the passenger on there. Just a little bit thicker, a little bit longer. But this is all new. This new updated leather with the brown piping on it makes it look even classier. Soft touch. You're going to get full electric assist for the passenger and the driver, and you're going to have standard size sunroof. Now the reason why there's no panoramic is you'll see when we get to the mid row, you have entertainment for your kids like I pointed out. I'm going to close this. Come on over to the business end. I want to show you behind the wheel of this 2021 Odyssey Elite. All right, guys, business time. One thing I want to showcase that I really like is you could actually open the doors. So you just press the button. The kids, you're picking them up from school. They don't even have to touch it because you know they're going to scratch the heck out of your paint. Plus, you hit close. Let's rock and roll. Everybody in? Let's go. School bus is leaving. You got your power seats, real easy to get to. Lower lumbar is going to make life nice. And then steering wheel, great thickness. Flat black on the buttons. You do have paddles, so if you're going to street race somebody with your 10-speed, you could actually shift with these very small paddles on the back of the steering wheel. And then instrumentation is straightforward. You have that digital display in the center, very, very clear. You have a analog style coolant gauge, fuel gauge, and then that nice large digital display with your tach across the top, speedometer, looking really clean. This is a heated steering wheel, of course. Manual control though. On an Elite trim, I would like a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel, so that is a Zon, but boy oh boy, you got plenty of headroom in here. Let's get to that mid-row and see if your kids are gonna be happy campers in this Odyssey. All right guys, mid-row time. I'm telling you, one of the pleasures about having a minivan is the ease of getting in and out, especially when you got dual power opening doors. Let me show you on the side. I like the way they integrated the AC vents into the actual frame there, which is a nice touch. You have your 2 cup holders, tons of connectivity. So you have your HDMI, 2 USBs. We got pockets for your Twizzlers, for your movie snacks, maybe some Good and Plenty, a box of Good and Plenty, maybe some snow caps, maybe some Jujubes, because look what we have. We have a wonderful over 12-inch entertainment system, really, really nice, clean graphics. You have all your speakers and everything. You even have a camera back here, which is great. Keep an eye on the kids. Make sure they're not picking their noses too much, digging for gold, that kind of stuff. Seats are great, and you can see how you could go 3 wide here. Look at this. It's like a mobile hotel. You could probably rent out space in here, rent a seat out to somebody and charge them like, you know, driving fare as you take them to where you want to go. All my AC controls are over here on this side. Kind of a bummer that both sides don't get controls, but hey, I want to be in control, so I got the controls over here. And then if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's get to that 3rd row and see how a minivan is a hands down winner compared to an SUV. All right guys, 3rd row time, real simple. You're just gonna lift right here, push it forward, and then you're just gonna pile on in. Everybody pile on in. It's a little tight getting in, but you know what? The great news is, let me get the headrest out of the middle of my back. You have so much room back here, it's ridiculous. I have USB, both sides. I even have a 12 volt, and you have your jacks for headphones. So the great news is you're not gonna hear any of the annoying things that your kids are watching. Just make sure you know what they're watching. That's what I would double check. But you got 2 cup holders, AC vents are nicely put, and I'm telling you right now, I'll slide over. Let me move this out of the way just to show you how much room. I mean, we got plenty of room here. My knees are not in my mouth. I got plenty of room up here. I tell you right now, I think if I was a kid, I'd want to sit in this 3rd row because it's almost like you're home, away from home, away from home. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out that cargo area and see how much space we have for all the stuff in your household. All right, guys, time to check out really the meat and potatoes, as they say, of minivans. You press the button, you do have electric assist. It's on the slower side, but hey, don't be in a rush. Life is too short. And then you can see what we're working with. Now, with the seats up, look at all that space. And if you're wondering, well, how much space is there? There's 38.6 cubic feet of space. You fold down the 3rd row, 92 cubic feet of space. You fold down that middle row, you just maximized out 158 cubic feet of space. What's nice is that we have the Honda vac back here. Think about that. Your kids are gonna make messes. I don't care how perfect they are, they're gonna make messes. You can get right to the vacuum, and it's real simple. Look at this, you got the hose and everything. You're ready to rock and roll. Turn it on, ready to rock and roll. You hear that? I just don't want it to suck the microphone. And then, you know, it's like a snake or something. We're just gonna pile it back in to the opening here. This is the official way of doing it, by the way. Close that up. Now it's time for the magic seats. These are the magical seats that I'm gonna make disappear. I don't know if you noticed just how deep this rear cargo area is. It's almost like you could pour water in here and have a mini bathtub. Kind of crazy, and then you can suck up all the water. But here we go, let's see if this works. You're gonna take the strap, you're going to, whoa, what just happened there? And now we're gonna do it on the other side. Pull the strap. Look at that magic. And that's gonna allow you to have that flexibility. And then of course, that mid-row will fold down and you're looking at 158 cubic feet of space. Just to put it in perspective for you, if you look at a Yukon Denali, the new Yukon Denali, with all the seats down, that's 122 cubic feet of space. So you're getting a lot more space for your money and a vacuum. But why don't we go ahead, let's go ahead and show off what this Honda Odyssey Elite is all about when we take it for a drive. Let's go do it. All right, guys, we left Tampa Honda. We're in the 2021 Odyssey Elite. Right away, you're gonna love visibility in this thing. You would think because it's a mile long, that visibility would be cumbersome. It's not. The way the A-pillars are very far apart. I like the height of the infotainment system, easy to get to, and I thought there was gonna be a lot more glare. There really is not that much glare on the infotainment system. Looking out across the dash, nice touches. I like the simulated stitching. Your passenger is gonna be loving you even more sitting in that back seat, and whether it's the mid-row or the third row. And how cool is that to be able to entertain your 12 kids with the DVD player and having that beautiful over 12-inch screen for them to experience, and they could all have their headsets on and you get to have a nice drive home and nobody's yapping. I kind of like that thought. That's a nice thought to have. But steering has a good feel to it. You got the paddles if you're living in areas where there's a lot of great elevation. Remember, you could tow over 4,000 pounds with the Honda Elite, so that's another big plus for that. And the amount of room up front is just ridiculous. It really, really is. In a good way. Tons of room. All right, guys, let me do a little acceleration test here. On throttle, 10-speed drops down. We are off and running. Very, very smooth shifts. You're not waiting for any kind of boost to build up from a turbo because there isn't a turbo. It's nice, naturally aspirated horsepower, which is gonna allow you to just have that linear power delivery. It gets up and you get going. And I'm not even in sport mode. There's actually sport mode in this that you could hit by pressing the drive button twice. That puts you in sport mode. You have snow mode, and of course, economy to try to get as much range out of the fuel that you have. But very, very pleasantly impressed with this minivan because it does not feel big when you're driving it, which is nice. Guys, obviously you're going to use this vehicle for family trips, or you know what, you don't need a family necessarily for a minivan. Let's say you're in a band and you got to move the band around or the band equipment. Minivans are so much more usable than an SUV. But getting out on the highway, listen, very, very quiet, very smooth, even over the expansion joints. And the wonderful news is you have enough power to get out of your own way, which is important when you're hauling a bunch of people or a bunch of things. But on throttle, drops down and we are off and running. Look at that, and I'm in a minivan. So the days of a slow, boxy vehicle are long gone, and you can see what Honda's bringing to the table with this refreshed 2021 Odyssey. Hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what it's all about. I feel great driving it. I got ventilated seats on, the air conditioning's working great, and it's super smooth. But hopefully this opened your eyes to what a minivan has to offer. You don't have to go SUV route. You don't. And you may want to go this route over Sienna. We'll see. But we're going to get back to Tampa Honda and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Tampa Honda. I definitely got to thank Sam and the rest of the crew getting us access to this refresh, updated 2021 Odyssey Elite. It really showcases what you could do with a minivan that SUVs only dreamed that they could have. And I'm not so sure that you want to run and go get the Sienna, where you have this tried and true platform with the Odyssey and all that great interior space. But if it's minivans you want to keep seeing, I'll keep bringing them to you. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raise Rise merch. Got to get up to Crown Vic. He almost started laughing during filming because of the vacuum. So now he actually wants to add a vacuum addition to his BMW M3. So I'll let you know how that goes. Good luck, Victor. Thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.